Hello, everyone. So today we're going to be looking at another date of birth, and it will be September 7th, 1979. And first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Olga Dobrova, and I'm a certified numerologist. I use three different systems. Right now, we're going to be looking at Karmic numerology, but I also use psychological portrait based on your date of birth and chakral numerology. And some of that knowledge we're going to be adding to this reading today, too. Plus, I do regression sessions and I host a transformational money game online too. And today actually will be a very interesting date. So first of all, when I saw this date, and the question was actually really specific. There was like a short story telling me what actually happened. But somehow, and I wasn't sure before, I wasn't sure why it's happening, but for 2 weeks, as soon as I'm trying to record this video, like about his metrics, like something happens. So if usually I can do like 1 or 2 videos a week, this time I just couldn't do anything. Like every day something happens, so I couldn't record it. And basically, I guess at some point I give up and I decided, okay, if it's not coming, then maybe I just shouldn't do it. But then what happens? I just basically remember my friend, and I have a friend who is psychic. So I sent his message to her, and she did a short reading about him. And I guess after that, after she told me that, there's some puzzles that got together. So I guess if I would do this reading before, I would miss some important information. And now, as soon as I got this information, which I'm going to mention today too, I guess we're going to look at the whole picture, what is happening. So let me, I guess, say a few words about this numerology, because I know this person know about classic numerology, but this is not the regular numerology. This is a karmic numerology. So this karmic numerology, first of all, believes that we have past lives, and we have some scenarios that we had in the past that basically we didn't learn some kind of lesson. And this lifetime, we choose that we're gonna be learning this and this and this. And this karmic numerology actually tells us what exactly we need to learn. And there are 22 energies, and for each person, like there's different combination of energies or like different location of the energy. So it's basically just for the person who is born the same day, the same month, and the same year, it will be the same, right? The same looking metrics. But the difference will be in how the energies are more in the plus or in the minus position. And basically every energy can be both in the plus position and in the minus. The most negative energies that are saying what karmic program we're living from the past life, those are most common to be first in a negative scenario. But as soon as we're going to start to unlock this potential, like learning our karmic lessons, they will open up the potential that we had in our past lives, like the skills and the talents that we were born not even one lifetime, but it was like for a few lifetimes when we had this potential, and now it's going to be opening up. So yes, there is karmic lessons that we need to learn. There is our potential, I mean, our resources, right? So this is what gives us energy, like to basically for everything, right? So to open up our talents or to um, work with our financial karma or to work with our karmic lessons, basically, right? So this is the energy. If we have these energies in the plus position, basically, everything else will be easier. So we're mainly looking at these three energies and the central energy. Because if these energies are in the plus, no matter how hard our karmic lessons are, we're always going to be in the plus. So it will be so much easier for us to deal with our karmic lessons. So what we can look at the in the karmic metrics, right? So our resources, our talents, our financial karma. So basically, what we did wrong with the finances in the past life, what will increase our finances now? What are the financial strategies that we have? And what is our actual strategies that we use in our everyday life? Then we can look at the relationship, about like our karmic relationship, right? So why we have these lessons with this partner. And basically we can look at every chakra, like whenever we have special questions about realization. When then we're going to look at the third one and the throat chakra, right? If we're going to look at the relationship, we're going to look at the second chakra, right? Or the heart chakra. Not or, but we're going to look at both, right? The second and the heart chakra. And we also can look at the personal mission. We can look at the social mission and the spiritual mission. And I guess now I'm just going to tell about the question. So this person basically was a very successful chief, right? Like that was not afraid of traveling, that was not afraid to perform, to show himself. There was actually like food performances that the person was doing. And one moment, basically, he lost everything, right? So now the question is about the finances and how to try to either get back to what he was doing or try something new. So right now he's definitely at that point where he need to get some understanding, right? So that's why I was actually kind of like looking at them, his metrics. I was getting some ideas, but maybe I was definitely missing that one point. So we're going to start with the karmic lesson. I mean, the karmic lesson is actually a little bit unusual, especially for the person who is like more about the material life, like, not about the all of the spiritual stuff, right? So the karmic lesson, these energies at the bottom, three, I mean, like not three, 9, 15, and 6. These energies tell us, like, I mean, like every energy separate will tell us like what is like the certain scenario that we were doing wrong, right? And what is like how we will be behaving right now. But I'm going to tell about combination of these energies. So combination of these three energies, they form the karmic program. So according to this karmic program, um, it will be a little bit of spiritual stuff, right? Because this is a very unusual karmic program. So according to this program, the person had a lot of past life reincarnation, not on the earth. It was in different civilization. And after that, like after he got all of the knowledge, like he was experiencing like something absolutely different, right? That we have here on earth. And some like his first lifetime on the earth, according to his soul plan, what's supposed to happen? The person supposed to be bringing the knowledge or some kind of technologies that should be coming through him, so the people on earth will start using them, right? So there was like something unique, something like very creative, something very unusual that the person supposed to be doing. But what happens in the very first lifetime, because like it always happens with one lifetime and then just basically kind of like mm, getting more and more in the other lifetimes, right? So in the first lifetime, what happens, like a lifetime on Earth, what happens? Instead of like kind of like sharing the knowledge that's supposed to be according to his soul plan, something happens. And it's always like, if we're gonna do a regression session, there's always some traumatic situation in the childhood that the person need to go through. So the person is either choosing to go and develop and go in the opposite direction, or he will be always like this fear, like this traumatic situation will always follow him, and he's not gonna um, open up his potential, right? So he will be always choosing something like to be on the backstage or something, like not go to where the fear is, right? So usually, according to this program, something happens, and the other people, like the Earth people, are not accepting him. They're either judging him, right? They are like kind of like not seeing that he's the same as they are. So something happens, and the person is like closing up. So in the past life, all this potential, all this unusual stuff was closed, was blocked inside of him. So he definitely didn't use his creativity and his knowledge. And what happens in this lifetime? Basically, in the minus position, what happens that there's always a fear of realization, like the self-realization, right? Like the social kind of like acceptance, right? And if we're going to look at the chakra numerology, at the moment of the birth, like his throat chakra, and throat chakra is responsible for how like the society sees us, right? Or how we can show ourselves, right? Like this is like our about like showing our personality. And according to chakra numerology, the lowest chakra, again, on the moment of birth, like after we can see that the person definitely worked on his skills, right? on the moment of his birth, like it was the lowest chakra, right? So maybe the person was definitely going from being like too shy, or maybe not being able to say what he really feels or what he really wants or what he's really thinking about, right? Like his illusional, like imagination world, like maybe he was afraid to share that knowledge. So on the moment of his birth, there was definitely something like that shows us that this potential was blocked. But as we can see, the person, I don't know if he was definitely more on the plus position according to this program, right? If he was not afraid of actually going to his fears and showing himself, right? Or maybe he definitely work on himself, right? So if we're gonna look like I say in the story, where the person was actually famous, where the person was like not afraid of being on public, we can definitely say that this program can be in the plus position, right? Because like there is not anymore like the fear of showing himself, showing his personality. And if we're gonna look at his resource energy, it's actually the 17th energy is the energy of the star. So the person needs to be famous, like needs to be public, needs to show how unique he is, right? And the seventh energy is the energy of movement. This person is actually like reaching aims, like moving everywhere, like a movement in his like it's either traveling or just moving from place to place, or just like moving physically, right? Like doing some sports or everything. Like, but he's super active. Like he has plenty of energy to be very successful, to has like to have a lot of projects, right? And there's not even one energy that tells us like he can definitely handle a lot of projects. Even on his financial karma, there's like the 11th energy and the 19th, where it's showing him like a leader who can handle a lot of projects, right? He has potential, he has energy for that. And the 10th energy, where he basically feels the support, like he sees the opportunities and he can use them. So we can say that all of his resource energy are definitely in plus position, and they were in a plus position, right? But something happens, and this something is actually happens according to these three energies. So these three energies, they tell us about, well, basically, it's more kind of like gifts from the universe, right? So it's something that represents money, represents our relationship, represents like any gifts that we can receive from the universe, right? Basically anything. And first of all, if you're gonna look at this, like whenever we look at the karmic numerology, if you watch my previous videos, I was telling that so these circles with the numbers, they represent the key that unlocks the karmic program, right? And there are different meanings. And when we look at the karmic numerology, first of all, we look at the fourth key. The fourth key, it means this is the karmic program that needs to be healed right away. So this is something that is like deep seating that needs to be healed. In his case, it's the program that's like on his second chakra, right? The program that's like on his third eye chakra, and this program that is on his gifts from the universe. So this is where we start the matrix. Like even if he has like this karmic tail, that actually if these are in minus, the karmic tail can start being in minus too, right? So this fear, even if he didn't have this fear of realization, now after something happened, after he lost his business, and we actually, if we're going to look at this program, like his financial karma from his past lives, we can tell that basically he lost his business because before he was I guess I don't know this word in English, but basically this program tells us that he was one of the people who was taking not just money, but he was taking pretty much everything from the other people, everything that is like material. So he was taking house from the people, right? I mean, like how bad it was, like it depends on, well, we can look at basically in the regression session or like how it is showing right now, right? But basically in the past life, like how it affected, and that's why there is like a karma energy right here. The person was doing it to the others. He was taking houses, he was taking money from the other. He was basically in a very minus position. He was leaving people like homeless, right? So that's why maybe it wasn't that bad, because like this time he just like lost one of his businesses, right? So it's not that he's like homeless or like suffering without anything, right? So it's not as bad as it could possibly be, right? So it's already a good part. But yes, this karmic program actually explains that if these energies are in the minus in this lifetime, this is what can happen, right? So if we're gonna go back to these three energies, if we're gonna look at all three energies separately, this is like the most strong energies, the most transformational energy. And we have 16th energy on his money strategies too. So basically 16th energy and on his top chakra too. So with this energy, it's basically, and the 13th energy is the energy of transformation. So if these energies, I said so many times the same, right? Okay, so if these energies are in the minus and the person is not doing changes by himself, the life will take everything from them. So the first reason for that, if you already have like everything is stable, right? And according to the fourth energy, yes, the person wants to have stability, and like the person is growing his business. This is the energy of the emperor, right? So and it's under the dollar sign. So first of all, it's really good for the person to have his own business, right? He will be successful. He will be multiplying that. He's not going to just have something. He's going to be multiplying and have like different friendship franchises, right, or something else. But he's going to be multiplying, and it's actually really important for him, yes, to show himself, show his personality, but actually it's also important to him to start teaching the other people. So instead of just being like, I'm the one who can do it, like he should be sharing this knowledge with the other one. Like it's more for the spiritual energy, but it's basically something that will be the next step, right? So the person is showing how he is unique. The people can see, and they already can have an example how like how the life can be, right? If you're showing your personality. So in the minus position, like all these energies are basically going to be like saying that the person is hiding. Like he is afraid of like these negative karmic energies like start to show up. He's afraid of his earth realization, right? Afraid of showing his creativity, and then these energies, instead of like showing his bright side, being like famous, they're gonna close up, right? There's like there will be less movement, less activity. So what he basically need to start doing, like to work both with these energies and to start making these energies in the plus position. So first of all, like the easiest part is actually start running, start doing sports, right? Start planning something, like put a plan and start following this plan. As soon as you're like more in a desperate position that I don't know the exit, I'm afraid that money is not gonna come. This is not gonna work, because first of all, you need to have a plan. You need to start moving, like moving the energy, start maybe, I don't know, trying something new. Like these energies are saying that you always need to try something new and start working on your spiritual part too. That's why like even if it start like sounds like a little bit like esoteric and spiritual that you on the other planets, right? But basically this and according to your chakra knowledge, the highest chakra is actually your third eye. And whenever you're not listening to it, and you may not listen to it because you have the fourth key over there, so that needs to be healed. But if you're going to open up the talent, I don't know if it's going to be like some other profession, or you're going to be just like adding something new to your everyday life. But the main idea of what you need to be doing, like all of your ideas should be finding like the material improvement, right? Like not improvement, but they should be materialized, right? And what are your karmic lessons basically? um this 10th energy and the third energy. So these two energies are your karmic lessons. And if the 10th energy is basically trusting the higher self, trusting in like being able to see the opportunities and use them, right? And if you're in that open state, like trusting state, right, you can always see them. And the third energy is basically it's in the middle, right? It's the energy that influences the whole matrix. And what it does is basically shows that the person can, in the plus position, the person can easily see the resources, they easily attach, like attract the resources. But in the minus position, he's going to be blocking, like blocking everything, like financially or like in the other spheres, like he's going to be blocking. So before we're going to start with this working with these karmic energies, if we're going to work just with the 10th energy and with the third one, it will already bring the whole metrics to the higher. level, right? And with these three energies, it's super important for this person not to be attached to something. If you, as soon as you're like super attached to something, the life is gonna take it away. So as soon as you're gonna try to use something different and you're not gonna be afraid of losing it, as soon, even if you're gonna build the whole empire, you're not gonna be afraid of losing it. You're gonna build another empire and another and another, and it doesn't mean that life will be taking them away. No, but if you are gonna be easily leaving it, it's and starting something else without like being afraid that there is like nothing in the universe for me, like I'm not gonna get the money or the support. And it's actually really important to ask for the support, right? And ask for the help, ask for the resources if you feel like you need these resources. So starting something new, like not being afraid of losing something, and some spiritual, maybe like meditation or like some kind of actual basically this 16th energy. It's a very unique energy, so it's both for the physical body, like it's basically if you're gonna say like every morning I will be like taking a super cold shower for like 1 minute, right? And you're gonna do that for a while. After, you're not gonna be kind of afraid of that, and as soon as you're gonna get used to that, just like try something new. So basically it's kind of like training for the physical body, and it will increase your seventh energy too. But it also the spiritual evolution, right? So basically when you're losing something and you kind of like seeing that there's like nothing here like on the earth, right? You're going to be asking more for your spiritual support, and you have the huge spiritual support. Just imagine how many, like not just spiritual teachers, but spiritual, like other spiritual civilization will be supporting you, right? So it's basically as soon as you're going to start asking answers inside of you, like not kind of like waiting for them in material life, but asking your intuition and start unlocking your intuition, you're gonna get all of the answers. And basically you will be like they will be leading you. So with this 10th energy, basically you're gonna start again seeing the opportunities, and as soon as you're gonna start using them, then you will go again, not just even to that level, but it will be higher and higher. So what else I want to say? So what my friend told me, right? And actually, I would miss that part for sure because I was mainly looking to these energies. But what she said, it was actually absolutely everything about the third energy. So first of all, what she said, that this person is like super important. The first, what he need to start with, is working with his relationship with the mother. There is definitely a lot of practice right now, like really a lot. Like there's different techniques, so you can either Google it or like just find something on YouTube where people will be like different trainers will be saying some other ways. I mean, like if it's not the level where you can go directly to your mother and just like but I guess like it's deeper than just like conversation with the mother. It's like deeper sitting kind of like something that you cannot forgive her for something, right? So it's like deeper sitting, and usually sitting not it appears in our life, especially if this energy is here, and this is your personal mission, this is your social mission, right? This is on your third chakra. So this energy is important for you, and this energy in the plus position is basically again like it's when you're open to possibilities, when the resources are coming to you, when you basically um kind of like have this trust to the universe, trust that like the universe is not going to leave you alone and you're not going to be suffering or something, right? So this is like that openness um and trust. So what my friend told me, right? So first of all, this is a relationship with the mother. You can find different techniques. Second of all, it will be any energy practices that you can do on your on your heart center, right? Again, there is a lot of videos on YouTube. Just find something that will resonate with you, or just like ask your intuition, and you'll get intuitively you'll understand what to do. But if you're going to start with these two, then this karmic program will actually open up too, because like the third what you mentioned is like basically when you cannot accept something and you kind of like separating yourself from the others, and this is exactly this karmic program when you kind of like you're separate from the others, from the people who didn't accept you in the previous lives, right? So the third energy is exactly the relationship with the mother, like how you accept, how you can trust people. So working with this energy, so like I mentioned, working like practices with the mother, opening up your heart center, and then it will be like trusting people, like yes, going to like to find easy communications, because instead of being kind of like having this guilt to the other people, you need to go and to find this like openness in your heart, so you will be willing to share whatever you know with the other without being judged, without being afraid of that they will betray you again or something else, right? um so I guess this is what I want to say. And there is actually another really interesting program on your first chakra. And first chakra is again responsible of how we're not afraid of anything. So in the minus position, we're afraid of like taking any actions, right? We're afraid of taking responsibility for our life. We don't feel the support of our relatives, right? And in this chakra, there is actually a really interesting program. In the minus position, the person will be feeling himself like kind of like hopeless and kind of like lost and not important. So he's not going to be feeling his importance at all. But basically, in this program, as soon as he's going to tell himself, but I guess like not going to like super ego, right? That I'm the important and I'm like super important and everybody else is just there, right? But if this person is going to start thinking that whatever he's doing really affects everybody, and like actually the whole earth, like the whole energy field or whatever it is, but basically even any word that you're going to say to the other people will affect not just their life. And this is the second 16th energy that is going to tell us like you have a huge effect on the other people's mind. So whenever you're going to say something, just be aware of what you're saying, because it's either effective positive and it will be like the wave of positivity going all around, right? Or it will be something negative that will be again going around. So in the plus position, the person understands how important he is for the universe, that everything he's doing affects a lot of people, right? So it's and to start, and basically what you need to do, you just need to start thinking that you actually, whatever you're saying, whatever you're doing, whatever you're thinking affects a lot of people. And that's what the karmic program says. It's not just I'm saying, right? This is what this karmic program said, because in the past life you have this effect on the other people, but you didn't use it. And that's why now you will be feeling it more in the minus position, and you need to start doing it in the positive, in the plus position. So I guess that's all what I want to say. Um, yes, I guess that's it.